Could an indictment against the Southern Poverty Law Center wipe out the results of the 2020 election? Let's find out. I'm Meredith from MWAG. Each week we pick a news story to practice some media literacy basics. Today we're looking at a news clip from the National Desk, which discusses an indictment against the Southern Poverty Law Center, or SPLC, a nonprofit organization known for its civil rights cases and classification of hate groups. In late April, the SPLC was indicted on federal fraud charges. The Justice Department has accused the SPLC of defrauding donors by using its money to pay informants, thereby funneling money into extremist organizations. President Trump says that if the allegations are true, it would prove the 2020 election was rigged. First, let's stop and try to learn more about what's happening with the story. There are a lot of serious allegations happening here. Let's learn more about the National Desk. According to Media Bias Fact Check, the National Desk is a nationally syndicated TV program provided to stations owned by Sinclair Broadcast Group. It is rated high in factual reporting and slightly right of center in bias. Now let's find more coverage on this story. We'll take a look at this article from the Associated Press, which is rated high for factual reporting and slightly left of center for bias. It explains that for decades, the SPLC used paid informants to gather information about white supremacist and other extremist groups and monitor threats of violence. The SPLC shared its intelligence with law enforcement groups, including the FBI until recently. The SPLC says the allegations against it are false, while Trump administration officials accuse it of becoming too leftist and partisan. This article makes no mention of the 2020 election, so let's keep looking. This article from the New York Post, which has a right of center bias and mixed factual reporting, repeats Trump's claims that the election results should be wiped out if the SPLC is found guilty of the charges. But the article doesn't offer any other explanation of why he thinks the election was impacted by the group. We know from extensive reporting since 2020 that there was little evidence of voter fraud in 2020 and that the election results were legitimate. Finally, let's try to trace this information back to the original source. We can find Trump's Truth Social post, where he links the 2020 election to the SPLC indictment. So is it true the results of the Southern Poverty Law Center case could wipe out the results of the 2020 election? So far, we have seen no evidence that the SPLC delegitimized the 2020 election. Extensive reporting has shown time and time again that the 2020 election was free and fair, so we rate this claim as false. For more media literacy content, subscribe to our free weekly news roundup.